Hello, everybody. Welcome to Alacrity Gaming's first podcast here. I'm joined by your boy WoBoiWillyB, or I'll reference him as Will in the podcast. So yeah, going to do a little bit of Rocket League and then talk about the iPhone 10, not X. So yeah,
Pretty sure it's X. Last I checked.
no, it's 10. It's 10. Either way, I would say I'm considered an Apple fanboy when it comes to phones only. But yeah, like
I am a intense Apple hater. Not only because I've always been running with the Android crowd, but it's just it just makes me sigh. Sigh for humanity whenever I see that many people just flock to one thing so fervently.
yeah, maybe, but like it's not. It's no. You have it's probably about the same, if not more Android users because there's simply more Android phones like available. And
Well, my thing is, I mean, I try to stay away from the extremes of like, this is just life, you know? Like, and I feel like Apple people, like, there are a lot of casual Apple people, you know, people who still have their iPhone 6 or like still have their iPhone 4 even.
yeah,
But like, I'm talking about the people, you know, waiting around the block, like,
yeah, okay, yeah, but I mean,
chopping at the bit for every, you know, for every single announcement. The people who like literally worship Steve Jobs. I never understood that, and it made me hate Apple. Really.
that is understandable. But I mean, like you have those diehard people for like nearly every flagship electronic though. So I mean, I guess you could give them flack, of course, but like.
I just don't understand, like, what's so special?
I mean, it's faster, pretty much. Faster than last year.
Well, but no shit, like, it better be, right?
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
A
But
whole
like,
year of innovation should hopefully make it be better.
yeah, but like, it's the 10 right now is very hard to beat when it comes to spec wise, because the processor and the amount of RAM and all that jazz. I'm not going to list it all, but no, it's a well built phone, and the thing is like.
But are they?
Android developers and stuff like, or not developers, but like phone builders and stuff, manufacturers. They don't have to work that hard. I mean, they can build a simple layout, dude. Everything's pretty much laid out for them. And all they have to do is just put the Android operating system on it. I'm out of boost, by the way.
Explain what you mean by that.
Okay, I'm saying anybody who has a little bit of money can literally just, build a phone that is prepared to run Android, and all they have to do is just literally install.
Well, the only
Android
difference
OS
is Apple has a stronghold on their operating system and everything like it, right? They want to do everything in-house, so it's not anyone could make an iPhone if Apple allowed anyone to use their stuff.
What I'm saying is like anybody can literally make an Android because of the operating system.
Well,
it's
a bunch of Chinese children can make an iPhone.
Yeah, that is true. I've seen videos. but yeah, no. Apple does hold their fists pretty clenched when it comes to people trying to
I'm just saying,
make money off
there's
their
nothing inherently special about an iPhone. I do not believe.
No, I got turned. But yeah, no, not really. I mean, it still does the same as Android.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Apple is not, a terrible company in the well.
And
Like the iPod, right? Like, so my mom is like a low-key hoarder. Still has like she's a very organized hoarder, but a hoarder nonetheless. Like she was like, "Hey, can you move these boxes?" And these boxes, I shit you not, were like 200 pounds a piece. And I was like, what is in here? So I opened one up. It's just full of like newspapers, right?
Yep.
She had a Time magazine. I think it was November 2001, and it was highlighting the first iPod.
Yeah.
Like iPod, ridiculous innovation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the user friendliness of it. I mean, the iPod, full marks. I will give it that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's waned in the past years because I think they try to do too much, and then.
Well, I mean, you got the iPhone that can do everything now.
But regardless, irregardless. um, I think the iPhone, you know, being one of the most, you know, aside from Blackberries, being, you know, one of the first true like smartphones.
That was my mistake. I went for that. Yeah. No, you're right.
Like they did make a lot of innovations, but I just don't.
Yeah,
But I think they've been lured into complacency by not making that many significant changes, by not actually doing that much, because their base is just so willing to, you know, get the new one as soon as possible.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, and people are going to be like, oh, it's planned obsolescence. I mean, you could say that, yeah, but I mean, like, even if it isn't, like, the fan base is still going to be there to buy a new doggone
Exactly,
iPhone.
which is a problem, I think.
Yeah. Well, not a problem for them. They're like, more money.
Of course.
But yeah. But I know, I completely understand.
Another reason why I don't like Apple, and I probably never will.
Yeah, I wish I.
Also, like, people are like, "Oh, iPhones are so, you know, intuitive." Whoop, my bad, I'm bad.
No, it's all good.
Like, they're not. Like, every time I've like borrowed a friend's iPhone and I try to use Safari, right?
Yeah.
I cannot find a way to go back. If I just want to go back a page, like I know now, but for the first maybe like 4 years, I couldn't figure out like how to go back a page, because, you know, Androids, you have that back button.
I know.
You know, it's so convenient.
I know.
You know, Androids, you had the whole thing where you were able to see all open activities at once.
I mean, you can see that now on
Well, yeah, you can see that now, but then again, like, when Apple finally added that feature, they're like, "Ooh, look at this cool thing we've done." And I'm like, my Android has had that for 3 years.
That's true.
You know, it's like Apple. This Apple people, they just make me matter and fire.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you there. I mean, there's not. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited about the launch. I'm used to Apple. I originally started out with. I never had an Android phone as my primary daily driver. But like my first iPhone I got was the 3. Then I went to the 4. Then from the 4S to a 5C to a 6 Plus, and then 6 Plus to a 7 Plus, which is what I currently have now.
You know how crazy that is?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not one of the guys who like wait outside of a show.
But that's the thing, though.
No,
like,
I've got no.
You've been lulled into.
No, it's just because I'm used to it.
How many phones is that you've had
during
that time period?
That I don't even know. 5.
In how many years?
About 6. I think 6.
Give me my nice shot.
No, okay.
So what, 5 phones in 6 years? I think.
I don't know. I'm not counting it right now.
I've had I think I've had 2 or 3 in that span. I've had each of my phones at least 2 years.
Well, you take care of them well, apparently.
No, well,
Yes.
but I mean, I don't take care of them that well.
Yeah, but I mean, if they've lasted,
like, they last that way because they're meant to last, around 2 years.
Yeah.
Except with iPhones, because they put a new one out each year.
Yeah, and that is a huge incentive for people to say, "Oh, hey, I want the newest one." But
yeah, which is trash. I mean, it's like I just don't understand how they have such a rabid consumer base when they so
real
obviously screw their customers, in such a way. Like, oh, come on.
No,
like getting rid of their getting rid of the headphone jack.
Yeah, that was a pretty bold, stupid move.
With no warning whatsoever. They're like, "Oh, well, we're in the cutting edge of innovation." And everyone's like, "I've only had headphones forever."
Yeah.
I have no way to listen to this anymore.
And the problem is, the new phones these days they're not adding a headphone jack either. I think Razer just came out with a phone, the gaming brand Razer, and they just had USB-C. Like, that's it. So you need a dongle, just like the iPhone now. It's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, I think when they first when they first got rid of it, they were like, you know, this technology is, you know, what, 60 years old?
Yeah, but
so yeah, it probably should have some sort of update.
I
you know,
get
unfortunately,
an
that
update.
has to happen at some point.
True, but that you can put in like a DAC, or which is pretty much an amplifier. I miss this.
That's okay.
And that should be a good enough update right there. You don't have to doggone remove the thing when every manufacturer is still putting out that 3.5mm jack.
Yep.
So it's, I don't know. That was bold. That was stupid.
But you know, there already is a happy medium with Bluetooth.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, and that's what they were kind of relying on.
That's what a large portion of people are using anyway.
Yeah. That's true. Wireless headphones.
I only know so many people, you know, unless you have Beats or something, which I guess there's a Bluetooth Beats as well.
Yeah, exactly. They're wireless now too.
So a lot of people just use their Bluetooth headphones regardless.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I don't know, dude. All these young hippie kids and their new technology.
Oop, too much. My bad.
Too much sauce. I'll freak with it. But yeah. Oh man, open goal right there. But no. I see where you're coming from.
I just can't.
I know, man.
Like they have a nice screen. That's fine. They have a good camera. That's fine.
Really nice camera, actually.
So does everyone, though. Like,
no, okay. On this 10, dude, they can now record like 4K at like 60, and then what is it, 1080 at like 240, which is like some sick stuff. Sorry about that.
But I mean, that's just because it's the most recent phone, though.
That is, well, no. Samsung released their Note 8 and the Galaxy 8 and stuff, and who else? Yeah, Google with the Pixel 2, which is I'm really interested in that. I don't know if you've seen that, but
I don't follow it too much. I still got like half a year on my contract, so.
I got you. But no, I mean everybody's releasing some pretty nice stuff.
I probably could use a new phone, but.
Yeah.
I'm a little over my contract now. Thinking about it, but I just don't care.
Yeah, I know. It's still doing the trick as of right now, so there's no need for an update.
I know, I understand. I'm not like their target audience in a lot of ways. Like I don't need that newest thing.
Yeah.
But I just don't get that. Maybe it's my failing because I just don't understand that kind of person.
It's not. I mean, sometimes it's not even that type of person. It's just like, the thing is, are you not? You're used to Android right now.
Yes.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to switch, and there's people who are used to Apple
be fair,
and iOS.
I'm enough of a diehard hater that when I first got my smartphone, I had all the opportunity to get an iPhone. Both my sisters had one. Yeah. And I refused out of spite.
Well, darn.
Yeah, so I think my first smartphone was, I want to say a God.
Did I hear Motorola?
I think it just might have just been a regular Motorola Droid.
Gotcha. That's on me right there, bud.
It's all good.
That's good. Those are good phones.
I think it was just the straight up Droid, and then I currently have a Droid Turbo.
From Motorola still?
Yeah. Well, the Droid Turbo came out 2 years ago, I think, because I got it new when I got it. Well, actually, technically, my first, it was like a half smartphone. I had a phone for a while that was not smart in service because my parents didn't want to have to pay for service, but it could get Wi-Fi, and it was like third. So it was like an average intelligence phone. It wasn't a full smartphone, and it wasn't a dumb phone. but it was like
In between, like a.
it was like average.
I
It was
know
like
what I'm talking
It was like
about,
an
folks.
honors class phone. Instead of
That's a good way to put it.
no, it wasn't in remedial math, but it wasn't in AP Calc. So,
I get what you're talking about.
but I can't even remember.
So
like, who designed that phone? It was so like
garbage.
shitty.
But
I
okay.
only had one color scheme. There was like this weird lime green. Like there were like no customizable options like on the settings. It was it was fine though. It still had a keyboard.
Oh, nice.
I kind of miss a keyboard, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie either.
I kind of miss T9 Word.
That was my fault.
I have fond memories.
Yeah, I never got the hang
Pressing
of
seven like 4 times to get an S. Like I actually have fond memories of that. Kind of makes it fun.
Yeah. He just passed, but there's no shooter. So yeah. Okay, but what I was gonna say is, hypothetically, if you got the latest iPhone right now, the latest one, for free, like
Yes.
you know,
Is this our new sponsor?
No. Would you use it?
I mean, because I have a 2.5-year-old phone.
Okay.
Like I'm not. Like I've only ever had PlayStation, right? Like I wouldn't turn down having an Xbox One.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I prefer it by any means.
No, I understand that.
So I don't know if that's the best comparison.
No, that's a pretty accurate one. I get it though.
Like I'm more of a not a cheapskate. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm more reasonable, to accept something like that. But when I get my next phone, am I going to get an iPhone? No.
I got you.
Granted, there's not a whole lot of them, like, because I don't need half this crap. No one needs half this crap.
No. Like if it's like
no one needs a 4K camera.
Yeah. But if it's like if it's like what am I trying to say? It's mainly for like heavy multitaskers.
But is it though?
It kind of is. It kind of is.
Like, and that's another thing, I kind of fear about stuff like that. It's like when you start talking too much about the specs, it's like, yeah, but what? Like, who actually uses that?
Yeah, I know. With the specs, it needs to be able to run like Windows 10, honestly.
If you're talking about, like, let's say you can make a 3D movie with your, iPhone camera. Just because you can doesn't mean anyone is going to or should.
Even
if it's cool enough to do it, like, what's the freaking point?
Because you can.
See, no one has a 3D TV to watch that on.
True. Watch yourself. The guy's coming to demo you. Oh no, he's not. Never mind. But I don't know.
How many people have a 4K monitor to even watch? Whatever stupid little video they took of their friend.
Not many, but I mean, you can still watch it though. Is the point?
What's the freaking point? Because once you start spec hunting, which has the best specs? And then you start comparing costs of which is the best cost for what I'm actually going to use.
That's
and
true.
I feel like a lot of times with Apple users, they don't consider that.
No, they honestly don't really consider the price
at all. Shelling out all this money for things that don't matter, that just sound good, but aren't actually utilized in any sort of fashion.
Yeah.
Call it forward thinking, call it whatever you want, but it's just not. It's just wasted money.
Agreed.
And slave labor from China.
That is true. China and Africa. Like Apple, I think is like the worst for that mess. Of course, a lot of big companies do it, but
of course.
Apple makes millions of their phones, so it's just like, hey, we need this type of material to make the silicon or whatever in the circuit board, so they won't think twice about hiring some little poor village that has that material in it.
Well, it's more than that. It's the actual manufacturing of it.
That's true. Yeah.
It's done in these little sweatshops. And also, well, so I think I remember. I think there's a user agreement. I think I was reading about this. There's a user agreement with this next iPhone that specifically states if you use a third party screen repair that they can shut down your phone remotely.
Yeah, I read about that. Like, nah, that is.
Well, no,
I mean, no. That's true. That's true. That is very stupid. Oh, very nice. Kid just won the game.
Sorry.
No. Don't worry about it.
No. I had it right there. I just didn't hit it. No, but that's a total Apple move.
I know, and that is going to mess up every repairman. No. Yeah.
That is quintessential Apple in my eyes. Just like sorry guys, you're already suckered into our cult because Apple is a cult. A, B. You're already suckered in, so shell out more money to have us do it. That's why they won't let anyone else use any of their software. That's why they had to make everything from scratch, including their processor, because they won't cooperate with any other real companies.
Yeah, and I think that's like their only downside right now for them to like grow even further is to allow more third-party applications.
Yeah, normally cults are seen as bad things. I would agree.
Yes, but like that repair thing though, that's gonna make so many people upset. Like many people.
But so many people don't know about it. It's only going to make them upset once it comes into play, and by that point, you're already. Well, apparently they had done it with the previous one, but it wasn't like explicit enough.
Yeah, and I didn't notice it because I repaired I think 2 iPhone 7s for a few friends and stuff, and I didn't notice it. So
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, too wide. Sorry.
But the fact that they can control, your hardware choices for it.
That's
like it's one thing if you want to jailbreak it and then it voids your warranty or something like that. But for something, you have to have some sort of have to have some sort of technical know-how to be able to do that. For paying someone else to repair it, you would think, well, this should be fine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think it's a hardware issue. There's no reason why the software would no longer work because I had to replace. Because you can be perfectly happy with your service. You can be the happiest, Apple user ever. Just have one little thing, you accidentally drop your phone, and now, Apple is like, well, thank you for your support all these years, but
thank you for your money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just.
But yeah, no, it is a pretty
thank
jerk
you.
move.
Please pay us again, for life.
pretty much.
Because stuff happens, but you have to pay when stuff happens. You have to pay more. You have to pay only us. Right. I have a big problem against monopolies in general, and it's not because I'm a super capitalist or anything. I just don't like the idea of it.
No, it's totally understandable.
Such a
full control like that.
Yeah.
It is pretty ridiculous. Let's come back center. But yeah, no, that's stupid. It's gonna bite them in the butt, most definitely, because you're gonna see people complaining about the repair price and stuff.
And then they will, and then they'll go, well, you like our iPhone, don't you?
Yeah, I know, right?
And then they won't do anything, and then nothing will come of it.
Right.
Because you have all these sheeple who just love, Apple so dang much that they will do anything for it.
Yeah.
And it's going to end up screwing, the casual Apple lover, but it's not going to end up screwing them enough
to where they wake up from their jerk mode.
I mean, to be entirely honest, another reason why I chose Android over Apple is because I like the individuality of having an Android. I didn't like
what do you mean by
everyone and their mother had an iPhone.
Oh, true.
At least where I grew up.
Gotcha.
And like I said, both my sisters had one, and the only amount of customization they had was like, ooh, I have a case with a sloth on it, you know, and I just didn't like everyone being so similar. So what I craved in my high school days, was a little bit of
Originality.
freedom of expression.
Well, that's cool. Did I get that? Oh yes, spicy. That's a
nope.
spicy.
There we go.
Okay, that was stupid, but yeah. No. I completely understand that. I don't know. That I'm just gonna wait to see how it all unfolds with that no third-party screen jazz, because it's gonna be pretty heavy. I know it. But yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, but on the one hand, if they want to make that decision, I don't know if I can fault them for it. I mean,
Yeah, but like that's
honestly,
like, oh hey, we're millionaires. Why don't we become
like,
billionaires?
Well,
It's like, I mean, it's not necessary is what I'm getting at. Like,
it's completely not necessary, but if it's, part of the user agreement, if that being known, is that a big enough reason for you not to get one? Asking you now, because you intend on getting one, right?
Yes.
Or you already have one?
No, I'm going to get one in the future. But no, that is okay.
But
I need to think about that.
That does not cross the threshold that you're not willing to, go past. So even though you disagree with it, maybe even on a fundamental level, it is not a big enough disagreement that you are willing to forego your fancy little iPhone.
No, I'm thinking about it. Honestly.
But it's not. Like, it's just not. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if I find the 10 for a decent deal, then I'm still going to get it. But, like, that right there changes everything, because...
Even though it makes you angry, even though even the principle of it, let alone the actual doing it, it's not a big enough threshold to make you not get it. And that is how you lose liberties. It's just a slow chipping away of it, because you're like, well, that's not so bad.
No, it is kind of bad, because earlier this year, I had tempered glass on my iPhone, and that breaks before the actual screen breaks. But the impact was so strong that it broke the tempered glass and my screen. Yep. And if that were to happen again, I'd be up a river without a paddle, man. So
because you can't say, well, I can't repair it.
No,
all you can say is you have to get it repaired by Apple.
That is true, but I'm like, I fix things.
Yeah,
like,
you're more than capable to fix it yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay $150 or whatever the crazy price is for that repair.
But you are.
No, listen, I am not.
Because you're going to get it. Because you're going to get it and you're going to break it.
No. If that is to happen, if I do get it and I do break it, I would honestly either look into methods of bypassing the little garbage third-party thing, or I'd be like, I'm just going to sell this thing. Because right now, I am super genuinely interested in the Google Pixel 2, which is a pretty solid phone. My bad. Oh, he missed. But yeah, man. No, and I'm Android is straight. I mean, I've used it in the past, used friends' phones and stuff, and BlueStacks.
Well, I think also with people who are more technologically savvy, I don't understand why you wouldn't choose an Android, just because of the customizable options. For someone like you who actually knows how to use an operating system on it, there are so many ways to keep track to make sure you're running, as efficient as possible, everything like that. I mean, I had a friend who had his, essentially jailbroken, so that he could run his own operating system. That kept track of a lot, kept it
kept it swaggy.
No, I mean, well, it was swaggy, and it's also kept track of the processing power at any time. It kept track of the internal heat of it at every time. I mean, like I said, it was fully decked out in everything you could want to know about your phone to keep it running as efficiently and effectively as possible.
Right, I understand that.
And I don't know if you prefer Linux over Windows or anything. And I don't know enough to be like, oh, well, this is so superior.
Yeah, Windows and Linux are just too different to even completely contrast like that. Yeah. But my bad.
I literally do not know. So
Yeah.
well,
I wish I could explain to you, but.
Well, my understanding is, I mean, they're just two different operating systems, right?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So,
Linux just requires a little bit more hands-on, more
Yeah,
maintenance than.
I mean, because you go into like command prompt more often, and you just have to know more stuff,
Yep.
more about that kind of stuff than I do, for example. Like I can do very basic things.
MS-DOS. She's got shot. Sorry. No, I should have
my forward momentum was too much.
All good.
But
yeah,
I don't know. Man. I just
like I said, I gotta see how it all unfolds.
I don't think that's enough. I don't, and especially for the casual person, the person who isn't a do-it-yourselfer, that won't be enough.
It won't.
They
They
either won't know about it, or it won't be enough. Come on, of a reason not to get an iPhone.
Yeah.
And they won't know until they break it, and then they're like, "What?
Yeah.
I have to pay you again?"
Yeah, and the reasoning.
And it's going to be standard from now on.
Yeah.
And then they're going to find some other way to, they'll actually jail you if you jailbreak your.
I don't think they'd go that far. Because you're just you're just tampering with the code. You're not harming anyone. Nobody is harmed by that.
You don't have to. You could I don't know, claim some sort of like intellectual theft or sabotage.
My brain. No, well, no. Or yeah, I mean, depends. If it was like jailbroken and hacked.
They'll find a way, man. It's because they have such vice grip on everything they do.
Yeah. Watch this guy. He's gonna.
Watch this guy. He's gonna miss.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, they do. Shot.
So I mean, it's if they can, they'll find a way. I mean, I don't know if you followed. Like the amount of suits they do for what? Like the various things that they've sued people.
I've seen a few, and it
gets pretty ridiculous, man.
Honestly, yeah. It's just like,
well, this phone has a screen and our phone has a screen, so they must have, intellectual theft.
Yeah.
Like it gets as basic as that.
Yeah, and I think they did one for the 10 already because some little Chinese ripoff company made the little notch at the top similar to the iPhone 10 already. It's just like, bruh, it's a small little Chinese company. You're really gonna rob them of whatever money they have left? Like, come on, guys.
Well, I mean, once you start talking about like international theft, especially with some places like China that have very fast and loose rules, like that's a little more understandable that you try to curtail that as quickly as possible. But
still though, man, like
still a company like Samsung or Sony, for like the smallest of like, maybe it was influenced, but to say like it was straight stolen is just utter crap.
Yeah.
Utter crap.
Yeah, but in this case, Samsung and Apple actually worked together because Apple got the screens from Samsung, the OLED displays. Yeah, straight from Samsung.
That's good for them.
I mean, when you're the two
finally learning to behave like big boys.
I mean, literally the two biggest phone producers, working together. They're both making pretty good hunky money. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But like, I mean, most tech companies are? Question mark? Not entirely sure. Not sure if that's
it depends. It depends on what they're doing. Like, not all phone manufacturers actually make it. And that's why Razer, the little gaming brand, is dang, I wanted to jet out of that. But no, that's why they're making phones now, because they bought some little, I think it's called Robin. Either way, it was a small little startup phone company, and their phones just couldn't hang in there with the flagship Samsung and iPhones. So they went under. Razer bought them, then they made their own phone, and now this Razer phone is going to be like a huge big deal now. I think it is, because it's a very well built phone. All right,
I like Motorola. I passed several. Droid did really well for me for.
Yeah. So.
Biggest problem I've had, just battery. I mean, just battery life in general.
That's
I miss
understandable.
the old days where you could be able to take out your battery. Like I don't even know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like looking at my phone now, I don't even. There's not even a screw I could take off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all seamless now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yay, no water, but also like I need a new battery. So.
Yeah. Because you can't even
The
tell
thing
if
is-
it's like bloated or not now.
Well, it's not only that, but like so. You know, I'm mildly technical. I've taken a good number of things, but I get really nervous, especially with electronics, because I'm like strong. So I worry like, you know, there are several times, especially if I'm like trying to like pry two pieces of plastic apart. I'm like I often like try to hand it off to someone else because I'm afraid like I'll just like snap the plastic because I have, you know, I've
Don't
like
even know your own
snapped
strength.
off. I've snapped off like door handles before, and I'm like, whoops. So like,
Dang.
let alone a tiny little piece of plastic that I'm.
Jeez.
This seems real delicate. I get really nervous about trying to do any stuff like that.
Yeah. I got you though. I got you. Well, as I said, we'll have to see what comes of this iPhone 10.
Oh, yeah. I
Yep.
think that was full circle. I think that was a pretty successful topic.
It was. That's pretty much going to be the end. Podcast number 1. We'll see you guys next week.
I'm your boy. I'm your boy Willie B.
And I'm your boy, Pygmies or whatever. PGMS. Puppies give me sniffles.
Pubes. Give
No.
me sniffles.
No.
Too late. It's already on record.
All right. Bye, guys.